In this problem, we're given a slightly different scenario. We want the equation of the circle still. So our goal is still going to be the x minus h squared plus y minus k squared equals r squared. This time we're given the endpoints of the diameter, 7, 6, and -1, -8. I'm going to go ahead and graph that real quick. Okay, so there's one endpoint, and -1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So this is the diameter of my circle. So what I've got happening is something like that. Okay, we need to be able to find the equation of that circle. The first thing I need to know is my center point. Luckily for me, this is a diameter, which means whatever the center point is, the midpoint of the diameter is the center of the circle. So I'm going to use the midpoint formula on these 2 points. I'm going to take my x's and add them together, divide by 2. I'm going to take the y's and add them together, and divide by 2. Which means the center of my circle is 3, -1. Which means my picture's not very good. The center is supposed to be 3, -1. Great, so now that we know that, this is our h and k. Now, we still need to find r. So we need to know the distance from the center point to this point here. You could use the other point too if you wanted. So I'm going to use the distance formula on these 2 points. My radius is going to be the distance between this point. I'm going to subtract my x coordinates, and I'm going to subtract my y coordinates. So the radius is going to be, that's 4 squared, and that's 7 squared. I don't have a calculator with me. 15 carried in 1, 65. So now I have h and k, I have my r, so we'll come over here and plug those in. X minus h, which is 3. Y minus -1. No, it's minus a -1, which is going to be +1. Equals, it's the square root of 65 is my radius, and I have to square that. So square root and the square just cancel each other out. So equals 65. And that's the equation of this circle. All right, number 4, way easier. We want to find the center and the radius. Okay? The center is the number in parentheses with the x and the y. Notice there's nothing in there, which means our center is 0, 0. The radius is the square root of that number. So the radius is 10. Now all we have to do is graph that. So here is my center, and I'm going to go right 10. Let's just pretend that's 10. I'm going to go up 10. I'm going to go left 10. I'm going to go down 10. And I'm going to do my best to draw a circle that doesn't look terrible. All right, for this one, center and radius. Remember, our center comes from these points. So it's going to be 3, -1. It's the opposite of the signs that are in there. Remember, when things are in parentheses, it's often opposite of what we expect. Radius is the square root of that, which is 4. So we'll start at our center, 3, -1. From that center point, I'm going to go right 4. I'm going to go up 4. I'm going to go left 4. I'm going to go down 4. And I'm going to attempt to draw a circle that's not terrible.